we do have some updates for you in terms of just the technical back end of how to get started. And so again, today, just wanted to thank everyone for being on the call with us today. I think we have most of the mentors from the team that's on the call right here. For those of you who have not sent us your mentors, just as a reminder, we are asking for both a technical mentor and a business mentor. The time commitment for that is not going to be any more than 30 minutes a week at most, depending on how much demand there is from the developers to ask questions about your integration or your solution. And so if you haven't sent us the mentors yet, please send myself and Patrick just a quick email with your emails and the names of the mentors that you guys will have representing your company. And then, so just the few things that we'll cover off on today. Number one is additional details on the mentoring session and just mentor registration. And then number two, details around uploading your assets to your partner page. Third, marketing promotion and engagement throughout your communities and how you can help us increase engagement and participation for the hackathon, which also drives more participation and engagement with your company solution and integrations with Cybersource. And then lastly, just some time for Q&A. So I'm going to actually hand this over to Patrick to kick us off with additional details on the mentor registration and details around uploading your assets to the page. Patrick, over to you. Oh, you're on mute.
Every day. I can't go one day without doing that since we were virtual. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Like Sean said, my name is Patrick. I run the platform and a lot of the hackathon activities, the project manager on the Be My App side. So if you have any questions about the platform, issues with the participant meeting, or just want any follow-up from my side and any consultation or advice as far as the hackathon organization goes, I'm happy to take any questions over email after this call and CC Sean and lend you some expertise and some guidance. The platform is open now to registrations, and we haven't launched the partner pages publicly yet, but I just wanted to mention first before we get into it that I have created just a list of the sponsors so far that I have heard from that are joining, and I'll just share with Sean so she can share with you a list of all of the direct URLs so that you can access your page while it's private. So you'll need to access your page through these links, and so I've made them all in a list, and then once we get all the pages up and running, then we can turn that tab on, and the participants will be able to see those partner tabs. So first, I sent invites to anyone that responded and sent over emails of people who were lending mentors. So if you saw an invite to join the platform from Be My App, then just go ahead and connect your account. It's pretty straightforward registration-wise. You click the link, fill out some profile info, and then I will show you really quick one of the features of the platform, which is, let me connect here, the one-to-one mentor signup. So if you want to be available for one-to-one bookings, then you can, in your profile settings or at registration, set up those availabilities, and it leads to a direct call on the platform, one-on-one with participants who book you. So let me show you that real quick. Assuming that you didn't set your availabilities at registration, you can always edit your profile by clicking on your avatar here in the top right corner at any time. All of your info here. Your description is going to be public once we turn that mentors page on. So your description should really be, explaining to the participant what you can help with. And you'll all be categorized with a tag that says partner integrations. So they'll know that you're one of the partner integrations, but they'll see also your company name, and they'll see your description on how you can help. You can also link socials as well. And then when it comes to the one-to-one meetings, oh, hold on 1 second. I have to turn that feature on. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. There we go. I just got to reconnect to my account really quick. I'm doing a lot of admin backend hopping around. Apologies. I initially turned it off so that people couldn't see the mentors because there aren't any right now. But you can adjust your one-to-one meeting availabilities by clicking this one-to-one meetings and clicking define availabilities. Or you can do it, like I said, in the profile section. If you scroll down, oh shoot, there might be a little bit of, okay, I'll have the dev team check on this. There should be a section here in the profile. It's not sticking when I made that change, but I'll show you, it's the same function. If you click right here, you'll see you can select chunks of time. So the hack starts next week. And let's say I want to be available for calls in that initial week. So I say, okay, Thursday and Fridays are my slow days and I'll do afternoons. You can just add chunks of time. And then it'll show you individual sessions that you're able to be booked. These are in 30-minute slots, by the way, and they cut off at 25 minutes. And the reason for that is so that you don't spill over to the next meeting if you go back to back and then it affects, someone else's call. So there's that 5-minute break period in between. And then once you save your availability, you're able to be booked by a participant on the platform. So if I go back and connect as, oops, come on. A user here real quick. And I click book a one-to-one meeting. As you can see there, once you register, you'll be able to see the mentors, but you can send a message or book a meeting with each of these mentors that have set their availabilities, and it's all set up to relative time zone, so they'll see the correct time and you'll see the correct time, but I can go ahead and book a time slot. And then you will get a calendar invite and a confirmation email with that person's email in the confirmation, so that if you need to reach out to them ahead of time, you can do so just to say, hey, let me know what you'd like to chat about so that we can have a better call, et cetera, et cetera. So that's essentially it in a nutshell. In terms of signing up and registering, there's also the resources pages that are just for general resources. So if you have any articles, blog posts, or resources, things like that, you're also free to drop them to me, and I can make, this is basically a blog post section of the platform. And there's also a Q&A board that's empty right now just because we're still taking registrations, but this is where people will start threaded message boards if you want to check in and see if anybody's chatting about that. There's a talks section as well. And as you can see, the only one that we have scheduled right now is the hackathon kickoff webinar, but we'll also be doing the team building call for those who want to build a virtual team. But if you have a video tutorial or you have an interest in doing a live webinar presentation about one of your integrations, I think I mentioned this before, I can add a talk and it can either be live and we can do a webinar, or we could do a pre-recorded and I can just upload it as a resource if you already have that video. And I'll show you how that'll link back to your page when I finish the demo here talking about that partners page. So it'll show up on your partner page of the platform, and it'll also show up in the talk section as a resource that people can watch. Just gonna go back real quick. So now I'll show you your individual pages and just some guides on how to set them up. If you sent me your email in advance of this, and I think most people on this call did, if you haven't sent an email to Sean to be invited or you didn't get the invite, let us know and we will add you. But once we turn this on, and I'm just turning this on right now, the partner integrations will show up once all those pages are ready. We've gotten them started for you. And like I said, we're just inviting you to the platform to set up your own page, and then we'll turn it on when everyone's done. But this is the menu where people will click into a page to see info about your integration, your company. So let's go ahead and set one up, or pretend to set one up. Feel free, anybody, to just interrupt me if you have any questions or issues as you think of them. So once you're invited, you have edit access to your page. And as you can see, so for Zuora, this is the same link as it is in this spreadsheet that I'm going to share to everybody. Like I said, if you give me a talk to link, like a video tutorial or something, I can link it back to this page so that they can see that talk, and they can also see the team. So I added myself to this Zuora team just as an example, but you can be booked through your individual page as well. And then let's show you how to edit specifically. So we've already taken the liberty of connecting your logo. You can also upload a banner. Now, this is a really specific size. It's 1170 by 400. So feel free to skip uploading it here and just uploading images straight in the text edit box. And I'll show you that in a moment. But you can upload a banner here if you would like. And then what I recommend is you're more than welcome to do plain text editing here and just kind of set up a basic about section. But you can insert images, or if you click more, any of you who have like an asset that can be turned into HTML, you are able to edit as HTML. If you go to this more button here, you'll see that you can go to code view and you could just paste HTML if you have like a page already created from a website or something and you just want to recreate it here in the section. But what I recommend is that I like that works really well. If you insert an image, and let's say that you save a big infographic or a one-pager that your company already has. I think I saw one of the companies that responded to Sean had a one-pager guide that was about your company. That was a good example of something you could paste in as a PNG. But as you can see here, I just mocked up a fake infographic. And so you can upload it directly into your page, then just kind of full screen size it so that it fits. And then if we save, you can just edit. Oh, my mock-up had some paste issues, but you can just edit it offline in like Canva or in Photoshop, or just grab it from your marketing team and just embed it straight there. And then if we go back to edit mode, when you want to post your own resources and links, you can do that at the bottom of the page. So you can have a image that you associate with it, you name your resource, you put a description of the resource, you can add your URL, or you can upload a PDF, save your changes, and then the participants can go to whatever resource that you want to use. The one thing that I'll note about the videos is if you do have something you want me to use, I will just need the file, not necessarily like a YouTube link. So if you could get me the native file and share it with me, We do allow any uploads as large as 2 gigs or smaller. So size shouldn't be a problem. But that's it in a nutshell. It's really just about setting up a page that gives some info about your company, what they can use your integration for, and then just keeping comprehensive resources at the bottom of the page so that they can visit your dev center, or they can take a look at a code example on GitHub or something like that. It's also a great way for you to plug your community as well. I recommend having no more than 5 resource links though, because I found that if there are too many resource links, the clicks go down. It's just kind of like that analysis paralysis choice problem. You give them too much, people won't make a choice at all. So 3 to 5 is a good amount for resources. So that's it in a nutshell in terms of setting up the page and everything like that. Again, you'll be able to just create your account and go straight to the platform, set up your profile settings. You could even go to the Q&A board and start a discussion and introduce yourself and your company if you would like. I think that's about it. We're going to open up a Slack channel and we'll invite all of you. It's optional to join that Slack channel if you're familiar with Slack, but we use it as a way to contact participants in a way that they are most used to. Most developers are using Slack when they're chatting. So if you like Slack or you know of it and you would like to join that hackathon channel, feel free. Otherwise, don't feel obligated. I know this is a lot of places to be in once. I think that's it for the platform setup. I would show you, let me show you the project pages just so you can see what those will look like. I'm actually going to show you a different platform since we haven't turned the project pages on yet, since the hackathon start date has not come yet. They'll be on the 1st. This was an HIV hackathon that we did with a pharmaceutical company called Gilead. So here are some projects. There's like a timer that shows them when their deadline is. You can search for projects. If you, for example, if you wanted to search your company and see what kind of mentions that your company gets, you can once it gets later and we get a lot more submissions, which tends to come in the last 2 weeks of the hackathon before the deadline. That's kind of cool. But also, as you can see, we can add tags. So we will create a tag for each partner integration so that they can add that into their page. And each of these projects essentially just creates kind of like a social media page on the platform for their team. So they include screenshots, mock-ups. They have a presentation and slides. And then they also have a link where they'll link to their demo video. So again, that'll be turned on the 1st next week when the hackathon officially opens for submissions. And people will just be able to add projects and build teams in general as they go along. Again, this is like what it looks like when it's a more filled out hackathon mentor section. Any questions about the pages or anything like that? I'm happy to answer any specific concerns or questions, address anything that's on your mind.
Looking good, Patrick. Looking forward to sharing the recording out with our potential mentors over here on this side.
Awesome. Perfect. So the thing that I wanted to say last was just about promotion. I believe that we sent a 1-pager out that just has some copy. We can also send banners as well. I think I'll send that, Sean, to you, a link to a Google Drive with all the banners. just so that people can share in different sizes and social media. The one thing that I'll say is we really start to vamp up signups once the hackathon period has opened. Right now, I feel like we're somewhere around 20% of where we expect to be by the end of the hackathon in terms of reg. And that's pretty standard because it's a lot more, it's a bigger call to action when somebody sees an ad or gets an email that says, hey, the hackathon's happening right now, start your project page, versus the hackathon opens in a week or 2 weeks or whenever they see that comms. So especially right now, as we're approaching the opening, is a really critical time for us to build on comms. And it would be really, really great if y'all could socialize this with your marketing or social media teams in any way possible. We'll do our best to reciprocate and retweet and call you all out from the Be My App side and the Cybersource side. But if you think of it this way, you definitely have skin in the game for those partner pages, right? So your goal is really to maximize socialization and awareness and the usage of your integration. So that being said, the more that you can socialize through your channels, tap into, meetups or user groups, different Slack channels that use your integrations, customer list, et cetera, the more buy-in people will have for your integration, because you're reaching out to people who are familiar with you. So not to make it like a big competition behind the competition, but good way to look at it is the more everybody can socialize their own integrations, higher chance that more integrations are getting used. If you have any questions or need guidance about how to socialize, or you need that copy again, or you need something else from us, even like a specific banner size for like a newsletter that you put out, don't hesitate to reach out to Sean and I. We're really focusing super hard on getting registrations there. And one more thing that I wanted to note was we do have a newsletter that goes out every Monday, and Marika is in charge of sending that. She does a great sort of MailChimp template that's all branded to the hackathon. And every week we promote basically 3 things. 1, upcoming activities, like if there's a webinar coming up or a new resource we posted. 2, a relevant piece of news about relating to Empower or the 6 Cities program. So, we're sharing in the next newsletter I believe it's either Business Insider or Fortune or Forbes, an article that interviews a executive from a financial company who's talking about small business, Black-owned small business struggles. And it's like a really great interview piece that has to do with this challenge, super relevant. So we'll share little pieces of news like that to give inspiration to participants every week. And the third thing that we definitely want to do is promote stuff from our partners, both our community partners, like so far we've got Blacks in Technology Foundation and Women Who Code, but we would love to promote any sort of links, blog posts, insights that you have to do, that you have to share with us, that either have to do with the challenge or with the tech. Again, that goes out every Monday. So if you could get it to us by, Friday, I would say Friday at noon every week, the earlier the better, then we can put that into the newsletter for send out on Monday morning. I believe that is all I have to cover. Sean, am I missing anything?
Nope, I think that was it, Patrick. Thanks for going over that with us. Are there any last minute questions regarding access to your partner page? Any questions in regards to registering your mentors? I believe everyone that's on the call right now, we have gotten your mentor lists in terms of who your business and technical mentors will be. So you should have received instructions from Patrick in terms of just the link to get time booked. If you haven't, please reach out to us again so that we can get those links over to you. And then I would just encourage everyone to have your mentors start booking time in terms of availability of whatever makes sense on your guys' end to start that engagement. But I think I reiterate what Patrick said in terms of, the skin in the game part. This is an opportunity for you to promote your integration with Cybersource, and then also just encourage developers to use your solution as well in terms of, how they want to integrate that into the project itself. We don't have like a ceiling cap in terms of like what we are and aren't accepting. I think, the sole purpose here is to build better together, and then to develop and build better and empower our minority and Black-owned businesses around the globe. And so I think like anywhere where you feel like your integration or your solution has a piece in that, which I know all of you guys on the call here have a solution that integrates into us that, could potentially have a really great creative solution to empower a business. And so I think whatever we can do from our end to help you guys, definitely reach out to Patrick and myself to help with that. And then, we look forward to all the engagement that we're going to get from the developers with our partners. Any last minute questions?
Can I ask how many people you have signed up for the hackathon in terms of the ones that are actually going to be developing solutions?
Patrick, can you provide an update?
Yeah, we have a little over 30 right now. Our goal is to get closer to 150 to 200. And like I said, it's really a bell curve. We see the least amount of signups in the 2-week period before the hackathon opens. And we see a peak sign up between the last 3 weeks of the hackathon. That's why we do a 6-week period, is really so we can do rolling marketing, and so that we can market the event while project pages are up and participants can kind of check it out and register and then see, oh, okay, there's a lot of people participating. It is harder to convert when you have an empty platform because it's not open yet. So you can consider everything right now as basically early bird registration, because like I said, the bell curve will really pick up basically towards the end of September.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. In terms of the developers that are signed up right now, it's pretty much the usual suspects in terms of job titles and things like that. We can provide data to you for those who use your integrations and also those who visit your page. We have like basic click information and just traffic information. But essentially, it's users that are in like cybersecurity, e-commerce, things like that. There's a big variance of developers and IT managers and web devs, cloud devs, and things like that are joining up. One thing I'll say too is in terms of resources, I don't know that this really applies to everybody, but some of our participants are going to come from the data science field. They just love hackathons in general and try to shoehorn their expertise into a project in any way possible, just because it's, data science is kind of a hot topic in general. So if you happen to have any sort of like sandbox data sets or like fake transactional data that can be used for plug and play, anything like that, it's kind of a long shot just given what kind of event we have, but feel free to send that over, even if it's just a resource that you know of that has to do with like e-commerce data that you don't necessarily own from your company standpoint, but you just know it exists. That's the one place where I think sometimes we really try to populate a lot of that stuff on our platform for those data scientist people so that they've got some stuff to work with. If not, totally fine. It's optional. I will be able to find some data, especially stuff that relates to small business, like stuff from the Small Business Administration about minority-owned businesses, like different demographics info. We can always get that stuff and resources, but anything that you have, we would love to put on the platform.
Great. Thanks for that, Maya and Patrick. Any other questions from any of our other partners before we log off? Okay, great. Patrick and I will follow up with the recording of this session, and then also any other details that we owe the team here. And then again, if you guys have any questions, please just feel free to reach out to myself and Patrick, and we look forward to our next steps.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Take care.